Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabitmars channel. Hope everybody's doing good. We're doing pretty good here. Today we're going to take a look at this Gigapan by Joe White over at ArtAlienTV. This is on Sol 3462 of the Curiosity Rover, and if you remember, in this one we actually found this other doorway. This is the other doorway that was in this Gigapan, which is actually not far from the doorway that everybody's been talking about. And if you hit the information button right here, Joe actually put a link to my video on that, so you can check that video out actually from this link right here. Today we're going to actually come over to this side over here, and we're going to take a look at these structures right in here. Now, I've been working on this model. I've also been working on some other models and some other stuff and been real busy. I meant to get a lot more of this done, but I have a lot of the main structures done, like this piece in here. Let me zoom into that a little bit. Let's make this full screen. Alright, so this sort of wedge piece right here, we've got that done. We've got these structures done here, and this piece right here, and this piece back here, which I think is actually sitting behind this building. It looks like another building. I'll show you that in the enhanced image. And then we've actually got some other stuff in here that we could see. Before I get started on that, let me just say that I actually started a Patreon page. I actually started this over a year ago, but I never really did anything with it. But what I was thinking about doing was uploading some of these models to it. This one right here is a lunar buggy model that we used for one of our moon videos. It was pretty detailed. I actually looked for some online and wound up modeling it myself, and I figured, I've got it, might as well upload it. So if anybody's interested in 3D models or anything like that, you can load them into your 3D viewer on your computer and look at them. You can use them for whatever you want. There's no copyright on them or anything. The other one that I did was on this plant found on Mars. That's the one that Joe White found in that Gigapan. There's been some talk about it. Well, I actually modeled that in 3D, and there's some stuff to the left of it also that we wound up modeling, and that's a pretty big model. So you're welcome to use those if you want for whatever you want. But yeah, it's Inhabitmars at Patreon, and I'll leave a link to it if you're interested in joining the Patreon. I haven't really done anything with Patreon, so I don't know, but I'm thinking about uploading some videos to it, some behind the scenes stuff. There'll still be some behind the scenes stuff here on YouTube, but maybe some more in-depth stuff on Patreon to give you, a good reason to come and join the Patreon. But yeah, that's that. And I will leave a link to it. And in fact, I already put a link to it in some of the previous videos, especially the ones that are more popular. I just pasted some information and the link to it. So check that out if you want to. Now this, like I say, these are on top of the hilltop. If you look for this in the Gigapan, it's on the left hand side. If you follow these kind of vertical lines, these sawtooth pattern, go to the second one and just zoom right in, and you'll get right to these. I haven't figured this part out right here, but it seems to be sort of a oval shape piece right there, and it flanges out at the sides, but it's going up this hill and we kind of lose it in here, so I'm still trying to work that out. Then there's these like cubic shapes right here, like a cube on top of another cube, so I'm still working on those, but I've got this stuff in here pretty well done. Let's take a look at some of the enhanced images now. So okay, I had to do a lot of burning to get anything to come out in this image, but like this piece right here, you can see that's kind of that wedge shape, and it comes down into this cubic piece right here, this rectangular piece. You can see that right there, and it's actually sitting on top of a building. Now what I said in the live chat this last week was this looks like a ledge, and it looks like part of this ledge collapsed. You can kind of see there's some support under this ledge right here, and you can even see some pieces where they've fallen off. Here's another like building shape right here. This one obviously is smaller than this one. Yeah, these structures on top that are still on the hill, it didn't collapse off of this ledge, they're pretty massive. And with the burn, you kind of lose this edge, but this edge actually comes down somewhere to right about here. It goes up farther and then comes down. I can show you that in the original clip that I took of this. So this will give you a little better detail. See how that rooftop comes up and then it comes down over to here. I don't know what this piece is right here. At first I thought this went up at an angle like this, but if we back out just a little bit, you can see that this is a huge rectangular shape, like a building or something. It comes across here and it comes down and it comes across to in here, and then it comes somewhere in here, it comes back up, and then this building is either part of it where it didn't fully collapse like this one, or it goes underneath that. Let me show you in the enhanced. You can see a piece of wall right here that comes down. You can see the inner wall right here. Here's the top, and there's a couple of pieces of maybe the roof that are laying on top. See this wall coming back here. It actually comes up a little bit. It's a little higher on this side, and then it comes down and we got a piece laying on top of that. But you can see how this line comes across here for the front section, and this is debris in here. All of this is debris. This shape was interesting. I wish I would have got to modeling this, but this would have taken a good bit to get everything right. But take a look at this. You got symmetry on both sides. So this piece comes out on this side, this piece comes out on this side. You got what looks like some sort of spine or whatever going back and curving. It actually curves vertically. And then if you follow this out to here, it makes this curved cubic shape here, and you actually see that on the other side. Whatever this is, it's symmetrical. Got a wider piece that's extruded outward along this spine right here. I don't know what this thing is, but it doesn't look like just a standard rock. This actually looks like some sort of maybe worship building or something, because this is your rooftop going along here, coming across here, and there's actually another piece of debris right here laying on top. You can actually see this wedge piece, for lack of a better term. It's, if this building were sitting upright, this would be sitting vertically, and this would be the front, I would imagine, and this is some sort of steeple piece or something. Can't tell exactly, but you can barely make it out even in this burn. But this line actually comes back across here to right where that cube piece is, and it goes into this cube, and then you can see the outer edge of this one, two, see how it's wider right there. This cube is extruded out a little bit, but it's flat across the front. The whole piece looks flat across the front, and it's sitting like it's mounted on top of this building here. So we looked at that. Another thing is, call me crazy, and you probably will, but this looks like some sort of literally a motorhome, a trailer, something. Like this is a wheel cut out here, but look at the back of this. You can see where the roof is coming up, and it looks like something, a big block or something, a long block, hit this roof and collapsed it down, and then it goes back up onto this side. So it looks like something hit this right here. In fact, if you ever watch the show Home Improvement, when Tim takes Jill's car to the wrecking yard and he dropped that I-beam on top of her car, that's what it looks like. Some big metal I-beam hit this. We can see inside just a little bit. There looks like some sort of bench going across here with this like cubic piece on top of here. Part of it's extruded out, and then there's something along this side. I don't know if it's light coming through or like a window or something, or if this is an actual piece along this wall. It just wasn't clear enough. But then it's real faint, but you can make out this cube right here, which to me looked like a refrigerator, one of those apartment size refrigerators. That's what that looked like right there, but not saying that's what it is. It's just what it looks like. And then you got all this junk that's just laying, that's kind of in front of a little bit, but obviously stacked up towards the wall. All this stuff right here. And in that, we see these three round shapes. 1, 2, oh, I didn't mean to hit that. 3. All right. To me, kind of looks like train cogs, and I'll show you that in the model. So let's go ahead and get into the model and see what we're looking at here. Okay, so here's the same images in Blender. The bottom one is the one that I didn't burn, and the top one was the one I burned through. I had to go back and forth because, like I say, in the burn you kind of lose some of these lines, but it does bring out some of these shapes a little better so you can see what they look like. First thing is these structures up here, and I wasn't sure how to texture these. So the first piece was this piece right here, and like I said, I don't even know what this thing is, and I'm not sure about the shape of the bottom. The reason we can't tell the shape of the bottom, like I say, is this structure right here. See how it comes all the way across to here, and then it comes down this way, and then this wall comes down this way, and it comes across here. So it's pretty much rectangular. That's the one with that little wall piece that's still standing. But take a look at the shape that we can see. See how it has this beveled corner right here and this beveled corner right here? Alright, that's what this looks like. So it's a pretty large structure. I'm not sure the size of this stuff, but either way it looks pretty large. So next we have this big structure right here. This thing is pretty large. It may have windows on this side. I'm not sure exactly, but you can definitely see the roof in the image. Let me go ahead and move this out of the way. Check out that sloped roof right there, and it goes right down here and behind this. By getting closer you can see that real well. Comes right behind this piece. And by the way, on that last piece, I don't know what is in the back of here, but look how this protrudes out. It's almost like a arrow shape up here, and then it flanges out at the bottom. Like I say, is this a part of a train or something? I don't know. But what I was going to show you is it looks like there's windows right here, and I'm not sure exactly. They're definitely darker, and you can definitely see some stuff, you know, what looks like windows. They're square shaped. It's blurry, but you can tell. And that's this building right here. So I changed the material. I didn't have any glass material loaded up, but there you go. That's what these would look like. So yeah, that thing is pretty large, whatever it is. You know, is it a warehouse? Is it some rich guy's mansion or something? I don't know. The next thing I want to show you, let me just move this one out of the way for now. Oh, we'll just hide them. Is this piece right here. Now this is located, and it's going to be hard to see, but it's located right behind. See how this rooftop edge piece comes right to there? So it actually looks like this is located right behind it. And then there's this piece in front, which we'll get to. So just simple little building shape, but it kind of looks like that. Now next, this is one of my favorite pieces. So here's this piece right here. You can see there's this window right here. There's some sort of cutout right here, right where you think a wheel well would be. There is some little cutouts right here, but I wasn't sure if those were other wheel wells or what that is. And then if you look at the back of this, there's what looks like a bench going across and these cubes in there. Let me take you back to the image so you can see that I'm not just making it up. This is the enhanced image. There's the window. That's what looks like a wheel well, although there is a part that appears to be protruding outward from the side. Alright, but take a look at this rooftop where it comes down. Looks like it was crushed in. You got this bench that goes across here, and you got something on top. Wish I could get in a little closer. See how it looks like a cube, and then there's another one right here, and very faintly, not sure if I have the shape right, it's too blurry to tell for sure, looks like this black object right here. And to me it looks like a refrigerator. You can even see a dividing line right here. Not saying it's what it is, but that's what it kind of looks like. Alright, so just so you can see what I'm talking about a little better, this is what this piece looks like. And there's your window, Here's what, maybe a wheel well. Then it's got what looks like this bench going across. And right in the middle of that bench was this cube, and I don't know what it is. Have no clue. I mean, it looks like windows there. And then we have this lighter part right here that I don't know what it is. And then there's this piece right here. And like I say, I don't know if it's a refrigerator or not. I don't know what it is. There you go. That's that. Now, some little pieces I want to show you before I get to the piece. Okay, so this is the other pieces I wanted to show you right here. These things look like train cogs. It's going to be hard to see in here. I'm going to have to go back to the image one more time. Okay, now you can see them. There's 1, 2, and there's a third one right here. Let me just go back to the burn real quick so you can see that. Okay, it's a little easier to see, but see how they're rounded? And they're actually beveled inwards because there's no light hitting right here, but you can see this part that comes out, which I think is square in shape, but I'm not sure. And there's not just one, there's 2, and then there's possibly a third one right here. This one looks round, but it looks kind of wide here at this part, so I'm not sure if that is the exact same as these or if it's something very similar, because the size is about right. It's about the same size, but that's these right here. And so this is what I model them as. Now, are these train cogs or what are they? I don't know. That's kind of what they look like. And you know, even with our lighting, you can see how dark. This is the same material, but it gets dark in here. And the reason is because this is beveled inwards, so it doesn't come all the way to the edge or past the edge. But that's kind of what this looks like. Alright, now the piece I really want to show you. If you come just to the left of this structure. Okay, so this is actually the original image. It's a little easier to see. So if you come just to the left of these structures right here, you'll wind up at this structure right here. Now, if you look at the shape of this, and I know it's blurry, but it actually looks like a sailboat sitting inside a boathouse or something. You can see the wall coming down here. You can see the roof comes across, goes up, back down and across. And this piece right here is going right inside. And it's actually obscured by this part right here. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like in the model. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, it's so blurry and so whited out. The one thing they did was the exposure was way high, so that you didn't get any, and the contrast was taken down, so you didn't get any definition. So it's hard to see, and hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. This is the building here, and I think this roof actually comes up at straighter angles. There's a collapsed piece that's over here. We can even see what looked like brace pieces that were still intact, at least partially intact. It actually looks like the back wall of this was folded over. This is the shape of the boat, and it actually curves down and back up, and then it's obscured by something right here. And this is the back part of the boat, and it's actually going into this building. And notice the square shape of the inner part. You can follow this line down, and I realize it's blurry, but it, like, the back of the boat curves around, and this would be the keel. And then there's something obviously right here, but the keel would come across this way. And I don't know if it's sitting on jack stands or not. I just modeled some jack stands because something's got to be holding it up. But this is what this boat looks like inside this building. This is what we can see of it. And like I said, don't worry about the jack stands. I figure something's got to be holding it up. I'm sure it's not just balanced perfectly and sitting there. But the front end seems to be coming out, and I think that this is all one building, and this part is completely collapsed and probably fallen down this hill somewhere. And then we got this front part that's like I say, that's still partially standing. It's kind of buried into the hill. Yeah, this is what that boat would look like. This is the keel right here. Yeah, very interesting. That's the piece that I was like, that really looks like a boat, the shape of it, as if you're looking at it from kind of this angle right here in the image. Yeah, check that out and see what you think. Maybe it's not a boat. You know, I could be wrong. But we have seen other boats on Mars, so this could be another one. Anyway, you guys take care of yourselves. Have a great day. I will be getting these other videos out that I'm working on. Let me just go through that real quick. Okay, now this is one that kind of made the rounds too. This is that box. This box was pointed out this week by Joe White, and I know that Dave Gannett over at Mars X3D did one on this. This is an upcoming video. I've already got a lot of this stuff modeled. It's pretty cool. This looks like a structure back here, complete with a front porch. See these posts coming down? Well, you can see right here is one, and right here is one. It looks like it has this doorway right here, and it's got this piece that actually protrudes outward, kind of a cubic shape that protrudes outward. So whatever it was standing upright, and probably after there's destruction or just from dilapidation, it started leaning over. And then you got what looks like a cylinder with extruded edges going around. It's actually leaning the other way, like all this is starting to collapse. You can see these vertical parts going up, like it's got teeth at the top, coming back and back down. So this is one I haven't started modeling this part yet, but it's part of the same Gigapan. Oh, and this is Sol 1753. You guys take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and we shall see you on the next video. And don't forget to check out the Patreon page. See you soon.